Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to cut an A-shaped dress or A-shaped skirt, anyhow you want to go. Just look at this dress. Come on, take a look at this dress. Is it not giving? Of course it is giving. Now take a look at the tail at the back. Look at it, it's so perfect. So without further ado, let's go right into it. Now the first thing to do is to divide your waist by 4, and then you go ahead and measure it, and then add 2 inches seam allowance. Now the waist of the person I'm sewing for is, I think, 9, and then I added 2 inches allowance to it. Sorry, 7. I added 2 inches and I'm making 9. So you come down there by 9 inches and measure your hip measurement. You divide your hip also by 4 inches and add your 2 inches allowance as well. So you connect your waist with your hip. Don't forget the 2 inches allowance is very important. Connect your waist to your hip just like so. I came out by 8 inches to measure my hip measurement. So now after I've joined the 2 lines together, the next thing to do is to measure my knee length, or the knee length of the person I'm sewing for. Now the knee length of the person I'm sewing for is 20, I think 20, if the person is 21 inches. And then where the knee length stops, that is where you now minus 1 inches from your hip measurement, and then you measure it just like so. So if the hip of the person is 12, you minus 1 inches, then measure 11 inches from your knee length, just like so. Now afterwards, you go down to the length of the skirt or the dress and measure 22 inches. This depends on how big you want it, but I just want this to be moderate, so I used 22 inches for the downward part. So I'm just going to connect it from my knee length down to the gown length, just like so. Now you see that edge is very sharp, and we don't want it to be sharp, so I'm going to be minus like 1 inches upward or 1.5 inches upward, and then I'm going to curve it right there so that it won't have a sharp edge. You can see the way I put the ruler, and then just draw a straight line and connect it back to the length of the dress. So after doing all of this measurement, you can then go ahead to cut out your front part. So guys, the next thing to do now is to go ahead and cut out your front piece. So guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please try as much as possible to do so right now. This goes a long way to inspire me to don't want to do more, and trust me, you don't want to miss the amazing and great content that you'll be seeing right here on this video. I'm so sorry I did not record this part. My phone went off camera when I was doing this. So the other upper part, I added 1.5 inches, and then I went downward by 10 inches. This is for the middle of the back piece. I already placed the front on the back. So now for that part where I went downward by 10 inches, I'm going to be adding 2.5 inches, and then at my knee side I'm going to be adding 1 inches. Don't forget, 1.5 inches at the upper part, 2.5 inches there, and then 1 inches, so that if you have this contour, you know the boobs are going to show very well and it's going to be perfect. So at that part I did at like 11 inches. So I'm trying to show you guys that I placed the front part on the back parts, and that place where you see the chalk is where my middle point at the back is, where my zip allowance is going to be. So is my zip allowance. I added 1.5 inches at the upper part. I went down by 10 inches to the middle of my boobs. Sorry, is it boobs? I've been buttocks. Sorry for the English. And then that part I added 2.5 inches at the downward at the lean length. I added 1 inches at that side. Now it's very easy, guys. It's just for the zip allowance, so that is very perfect when you want to add your zip allowance. 1.5 inches, 2.5 inches, don't forget, and then 1 inches at that need part. So I will then go ahead to cut out the side. That's the side. Now you will notice that Ankara length is usually 45. It doesn't really have much length like that, and you can see the way I place this Ankara. So I'll be adding some allowance to the downward part so that the person can have like a very long tail. I'm notching that part of the zip so that it will be easy for me to identify when I want to cut. So I'm just going to cut out that other part, the middle part as well. So just like I was saying, Ankara length is actually small. It's usually 45. So I'm just going to be adding some allowance and be joining it to the downward part. So if your client is tall, there are ways to go about it. So just be calm and you will see how I'm going to go about it right now. So I'm just going to be joining to the downward part of the Ankara. Now see the way I folded my fabric into two, and I'm just going to be placing it right under. Let's go with the back piece first. So I'm just going to be placing it right on top of my back piece, which is where my tail is going to be. So after placing it on it like so, I'm going to be measuring the length of the tail. It depends on how long I want it, but for this I'm going to be using 8 inches for the length of the tail. I'm so sorry, I didn't know that it's already off the camera, but I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. So you can take a look at this. I think I used scissors first, but I later ended up using 8 inches. So that other side, which is your side, is going to be very equal, but the middle side, which is the down part, the back part, is going to be longer. Look at how I cuff it from that other side. You see that it's equal. The front piece and the back piece is equal at that side, but the back piece is longer at this other side, because that is the middle where the zip is going to be, and that is the middle of the back. So I added like 8 inches long to the back piece, that is the tail. So you see the way I just cuff it out is equal at that other side and longer at this other side, at this middle side of the back where the zip allowance is. So I'm just going to cut it out just like so. Don't forget I added 8 inches allowance. It depends on how long you want the tail to be. You can make it longer if you want. Now for the front piece, I'm not going to add any inches. I'm just going to add the number of allowance I want, or leave it just as good, because we already made it equal at the other side. So I can leave it just like this and go ahead with this one. But don't forget that the back part has to be longer than the front side because of your tail. If you have any question, please feel free to drop your question at the comment section. I'm going to take my time to answer it. You can see that it is 2 pieces that we cut out, which is one for the first side and the other for the second side. So thank you so much guys for taking our time to watch this video to the end. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. And for this corset, for this particular dress, the corset for this particular dress, I'm still going to drop it right on this channel. Please look forward to it. Thank you so much for taking my time to watch this. I love you all, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. I'm sorry I did not drop the tutorial on how to sew this. I'm going to still be doing that later in the future. Thank you. Love you.